I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. A lifetime spent merely enduring your body squanders your power and forfeits your capacity for contentment. In the calculus of feelings, you never really know how one person's absence will affect you more than another's. Doing the right things is a calling from your highest self. Do it as you are. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Happiness is always there. You just have to choose to see it. There's no point dwelling in the dark and ignoring the light of the stars. You cannot live a non-violent life as long as you are consuming violence. Please consider going vegan. And all the lives we ever lived and all the lives to be are full of trees and changing leaves. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Always find opportunities to make someone smile and to offer random acts of kindness in everyday life. Most of us have the good or bad fortune of seeing our lives fall apart so slowly we barely notice. Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of who you are. You know how both life and porno movies end. The only difference is life starts with the orgasm. Anarchism is founded on the observation that since few men are wise enough to rule themselves, even fewer are wise enough to rule others. Enchantment lies in everyday moments if you are observant. You have to realize that you are everything and more just on your own. Be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. Life is much more successfully looked at from a single window. Those who do not think about the future cannot have one. The trouble is you can shut your eyes, but you can't shut your mind. Fear is the polio of the soul which prevents our walking by faith. You see me walking away, I see myself walking towards greatness. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none. It is a fool's prerogative to utter truths that no one else will speak. Successful people have libraries. The rest have big screen TVs. If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried. If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly. Because, sometimes, things happen to people and they're not equipped to deal with them. Laws of nature have no physical properties of mass/energy. They are platonic truths in transcendent realm that create and govern the universe. Never force yourself on people, never complain after missing an invitation, never whine when they take you for granted. There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious. Never put off for tomorrow what is meant for today. Tomorrow may never come. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear. When you know what you want, and you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. All things one has forgotten scream for help in dreams. Be the leading light in your own life and break free from your socially constructed boxes to become better, bolder and brighter. When you make a choice, you change the future. Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. A book is someone's story. Treat it carefully, look at it closely. Each person deserves a day away in which no problems are confronted, no solutions searched for. At some point we all look up and realize we are lost in a maze. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Using our trauma as an excuse to cause trauma to others was inexcusable. Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route. Life is short. If you doubt me, ask a butterfly. Their average lifespan is a mere 5 to 14 days. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow, the more knowledge the more grief. If you feel obsessed to prove something to the world, then you'd need world attention to be able to prove it. A hero is just somebody who does the right thing when it would be far, far easier to do nothing. Sometimes a flame must level a forest to ash before new growth can begin. Ask not of things to shed their veils. Unveil yourselves, and things will be unveiled. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers, along the way, what he needs. Every day is a blank canvas just waiting for you to paint into it beautiful experiences and positive energy. A thing may happen and be a total lie, another thing may not happen and be truer than the truth. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth. I know it isn't fashionable. Society will always be too fragile to accept us for all that makes us beautiful. Things die. But they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know. I know because I read Your Mind is Not a Cage. It's a garden. And it requires cultivating. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. What I want is so simple I almost can't say it, elementary kindness. Settle, for sure and universally, what conduct will promote the happiness of a rational being. I would rather be an opportunist and float than go to the bottom with my principles around my neck. I am a strong believer in the tyranny, the dictatorship, the absolute authority of the writer. Mistake is made for man. Don't be stressed about the little mistakes you make, as far as you don't repeat the same mistake. Of course, a sign doesn't mean anything unless you know how to interpret it. But in the end, it's only a passing thing. This shadow, even darkness must pass. Looking at beauty in the world is the first step of purifying the mind. Strength is life, weakness is death, expansion is life, contraction is death, love is life, hatred is death. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up. Upon my word, I think the truth is the hardest missile one can be pelted with. An intelligent man is one who acknowledges his intelligence as that of those who surround him. We can accept and embrace our pasts as part of the path that shaped who we are now. All human beings should try to learn before they die what they are running from, and to, and why. The truth may not set you free, but used carefully, it can confuse the hell out of your enemies. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs, he alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being. To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. People who belittle people will be little people and will accomplish very little. We are alone. Live our lives, lacking anything better to do. Devise reason later. The one ironclad rule is that I have to try. I have to walk into my writing room and pick up my pen every weekday morning. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. Proclaim the truth and do not be silent through fear. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. Your tomorrow depends entirely on what you do today. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. You normally have to be bashed about a bit by life to see the point of daffodils, sunsets, and uneventful nice days. Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. If so few female geniuses are found in history, it is because society denies them any means of expression. Build yourself a life or a career where you can afford to sleep peaceful at night. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be. Free yourself from the inauthenticity and disempowerment of your story. Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon. Once you have read a book you care about, some part of it is always with you. There are a lot of things I wish I would have done, instead of just sitting around and complaining about having a boring life. The illiterate is not the one who has never gone to school, but the illiterate is the one who never tries to learn something by himself.